A few quick adjustments that you can do should your camera raw converter sliders not be sufficient to your liking. I'm going to show you just a few. Now, you always want to make adjustments or edit in a new layer. Now, I can do this by going to Layer, New, Layer via Copy, or as you can see, Lovato's favorite shortcut is always listed to the right of the tool or adjustment. So that's a Command or Control J. And here we have a duplicate layer, all right? So from here, I am going to open up an adjustment module. And that is done by going to Image, Adjustments, and my favorite is Levels. Now, the Levels tool shows your darks, your midtones, and your highlights. It's a tool that works with the tones in your image, and you can click and drag the slider to adjust any one of those ranges, okay? So if I want to lift things or increase the contrast a little bit, you can toggle on and off the preview button here to see what you've done, and that just really as I said, lifts or lowers different tones in your image, and you can create some additional contrast there, or brighten an image, or bring it down a little bit darker as well. So that can be done with the Levels adjustment tool. And I'm going to do a Command Z to undo that. And now I'm going to show you the Curves adjustment tool, which does the same thing that the Layers tool does. You can see this same histogram here, and this is what we call a histogram. It shows the range of tones in your image. Darks are always on the left and lights are always on the right. You can switch that, but by default they are there. Now the Curves tool just does a little bit more of a detailed adjustment than the Levels. So you can bring portions down in your image, and you can also, if you toggle over the image, you can see where it is on your histogram. You can also bring stuff back up individually to kind of match the line a little bit more. So you can lift and lower different parts of your image with more precision than the Levels tool. Okay, and again, that just brings different tones up or down, and you can increase or decrease contrast there. Then I'm going to show you the color balance tool. This is a really good one, especially in the beginning when you're not fine-tuning your color balance as you shoot. You can adjust the color in your image with these sliders. This is always good to do if you're shooting with a different lighting condition that might make a tint or different color to your photo. So you can increase the warmth of a photo. If it's too warm, you can add some cyan to bring it back, and so on and so forth. So if your skin tone looks a little bit off, you can adjust here. You can also do crazy stuff like do that old sepia tone, and really, or if you want to do like some sort of crazy, funky, you can work here with that, okay? I don't necessarily think that looks good, but I'm just showing you. Now, let's say you want to make any adjustment, including the few that I've shown, and just kind of blend it into your original image a little bit. You want to pull back the opacity. We've gone over that. So then you can have just a slider adjustment. The whole adjustment is still there. We're just bringing back the opacity. So it's more of a light blend into your image instead of a whole big 100% shebang. I'm going to delete that layer as well because I like the original color better. Then from here, I encourage you to explore other adjustments. The Levels and Curves and color balance are going to be good ones to start with. Also hue saturation, actually. You can increase or decrease the saturation here. If you want to make it black and white, that's an easy, quick way to do it. You can also work on the hue, okay? So here we're selecting all of the hues, but you can also work on individual hues. So let's say your skin tone is just a little bit too red. You can work on that and bring it up or down to adjust just those hues or tones in the image. Okay, or like let's say like this family is all wearing blue and I want to make the blues a little bit different tone, we can do that. Or let's say I just want to increase the saturation on the blues to make that stuff pop. You can do that as well, okay? That's a radical adjustment. I wouldn't recommend ever going to the extreme because, as you can see, it doesn't look good. So the purpose of doing things in Photoshop is so that they're subtle and that it doesn't look like it's overly processed or overly photoshopped. You want them to look natural and real. So again, go ahead and explore under image adjustments and kind of, I would say, everything from halfway up, this first half, and you can play around with the things in here, or you can just use the 4 that I showed you to increase the quality of your images in post-production.